You got your earbuds?
He's not talking anymore.
Okay, well, let me share my screen. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, welcome everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jason High. I'm the academic videographer in the Division of Extended Learning. And part of my job responsibilities are to work with faculty, to shoot videos with them, primarily instructor bios, with faculty, a little getting to know you as an instructor here at SUNY Oswego, where you're from, and maybe how your journey started and how it ended up here at SUNY Oswego. It's a little bit of some course material in that video, but not a whole lot. It's more of a kind of a getting to know you video. And then the other aspect that I really work with is course introductions for some of the online courses that we offer in the Division of Extended Learning. If you teach some online courses here at SUNY Oswego, you'll work closely with some of our instructional design team in the Division of Extended Learning, and I work closely with them as part of the process here at SUNY Oswego to develop videos for you. I've been here on campus since May of 2016, and time has gone by fast, especially the last year where we've been all working from home basically. So this year has been something. But it's even more important with all of us working from home, the majority of us working from home, to produce good quality videos. We shouldn't let our quality lax, even though we're working from home. If you're working with me, I may not have the capability of putting a lavalier microphone on you, lighting you properly, things of that nature. But I can rest assured that the quality of your video, even though you'll be working with me over Zoom, will be just as high quality. And we're going to show you tips on how to keep that quality level high, even though you may be working from home. Some of the topics we're going to cover today is lighting, what to do, what not to do, things that you can use to enhance your lighting to make it as high quality as possible. Something you may not realize is the height of your camera or the height of your web camera working from home. It's very important where you place that camera, what you show behind you, what you don't show behind you is also very important. Audio, we're going to show you tips on how to improve your audio and how to keep the quality of your audio very high despite working from home. Maybe just using your internal microphone on your laptop might not be good enough. In my opinion, it's okay, but we're going to give you kind of some ideas and things to improve your audio from home. Some of the computer settings that you may have through Zoom or not through Zoom, and adjustments on your computer, and some settings that will improve the quality and the look of your video and of yourself, and the wardrobe that you will wear for
lighting, height of camera.
Yes, so a lot of us working from home, when we don't have meetings, we kind of just roll out of bed and just put on whatever. Well, we want you to treat it as if you were going to class. If you were teaching your students face-to-face, you're representing yourself in class. You should still be representing yourself just as the same as if you're working from home. So tip number one, if you're at home in front of your computer, even Zooming with your students live or recording a video yourself, you want to avoid having windows behind you. As you can see, this gentleman is backlit where that light coming in from the window is just absolutely screaming, very bright. He has the shade down halfway. If I were him, I would lower that all the way. And I would not wear a black shirt. I would avoid that because it's going to deter light from your face. It's going to suck light away from you. And if possible, maybe have a room light on behind the camera, shining on him to kind of balance out. So I would put less light behind him, more light in front of him, and brighten up that shirt, and that will give you a good image for any Zoom meetings or any videos that you want to produce going forward. What this gentleman has done is he's used natural light to kind of accentuate his face. I don't know why this is doing that. I apologize. He is spun around. He's using that window to his advantage. I apologize again. I don't know why it keeps doing this. But you can see the image. You can get the gist. Nice colorful background, not a window. It kind of gives him. I apologize for this. I don't know what's going on right now. So if you can see, let me go back and maybe I can refresh this slide. Okay. Yes, the natural light just makes his face pop. It's evenly lit. It's not too bright. I have adjusted the shade on my window today, so the light coming in my window here is not overpowering me. If I were to lower that shade, I would be too dark. I wanted to wear a nice vibrant color for you guys today. It looked professional. That's what this gentleman is doing here. Lighting tip number 3. This is a major no-no, and I'll get into specifics. This gentleman is using his computer screen as his key source of lighting. If he could put a desk lamp or something there and use that instead. The reason being he is looking a shade of blue here is because the light coming from the monitor is a different color temperature than the temperature of the room. The color temperature of the monitor he's using is 5,600 degrees Kelvin, and it's kind of clashing with the room light above him that's 3,200 degrees Kelvin. So it's sending off a light that's a shade of blue. And I would, he's obviously a little bit too close to that computer screen as well. And if you can have a desk monitor or a desk light near him and avoid being so close to the monitor, that will kind of dial down that blue and make him a little more natural looking. When I see this image, I think of Violet Beauregard from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory after eating a big blueberry. Not a very appealing picture from Violet. This gentleman looks almost identical in a way. So please, if you have a way of using natural light, that would be preferable. Having a desk lamp would be second. Using your computer monitor is a no-no. I would make that priority number 3 if you only really have to do that. As you can see, lighting tip number 4, this gentleman is using, he has 2 lamps that he's using, one on the left, one on the right. He's almost perfectly lit on both sides of his face. He brought them, this looks to be in a hotel room. He might have rearranged the room a little bit to enhance the lighting for himself. He's really put some time and effort to making it as good as possible. And he's done a nice job. He turned the room lights above him off. He doesn't have a computer. The lamps will override the blue computer monitor. Again, that would be giving off 5,600 degrees Kelvin. These are giving 32. The 32 is overpowering the 5600 degrees. And he looks warm. He looks inviting. This would be a great setup at home if you had to do videos yourself. The height of your camera is very important. You want to be on the same level as your students. You don't want to be viewed as talking down to them, which in this case, this gentleman is. You want your camera at eye level or as close to eye level as possible. It's very hard for me in my instance. It's just a little bit below. I mean, I am 6'4", so I would have to raise mine a little bit, but it's almost near my eye level. But this gentleman, it's probably down near his navel, and he's looking down. No one likes to be talked down to physically or actually. So I would avoid the up the nose shot. As you can see, this is not a very an appealing look to this gentleman. And again, if he was to spin around and use that natural light, raise the height of his camera, nice colorful background on the wall, this would be a beautiful shot. But he definitely needs to raise the height of his camera. With some faculty that I've worked with over the past 9 months, they set the laptop on their desk, and they're looking down at it like this. If they were to raise the height of their laptop, if they're using their laptop computer camera, that's what I would suggest. We'll get into that shortly. Here you go. This gentleman, again, it's the same photo, but we're gonna talk about what he's doing to improve the height of his camera. He is using the camera on his MacBook, his laptop, but this person looks to be in a hotel room, maybe on the road, maybe at a conference, something like that. He's taking what's available to him to raise the height of his camera. He's using his briefcase or his computer case. Maybe he grabbed a towel from the bathroom, plopped it on top. He's doing what he can to raise the height of his camera, so he's looking, it's almost at eye level for this gentleman. So in this instance, he did a very nice job. Framing is very important. You don't want to be too far away, especially if you're using the microphone on your computer. It'll be hard for your students to hear what you're talking about. This is perfect. You want your eye level at 3/4 or 2/3 in the frame. As you can see, this woman here, her eye level is nearly between 50 and 60%. Her eye level is a little bit higher here. That's the framing you want. A little bit of headroom. I worked in TV news for 19 years at various stations in Jacksonville, Florida, Buffalo, New York, and at 2 stations here in Syracuse. This is what they taught me at college at Buffalo State. This is what they teach you when you take your first job in TV news. Eye level at 3/4, maybe an inch or two of framing, of headroom for yourself. That way, if I ever needed to put a graphic over this image, there's a nice right amount of room to put that in. If I were to put a graphic over this woman on the right, the graphic would go over her mouth, and that would not be an appealing look. This woman is way too close in this image. Her eye level is at 50%. That's another no-no. We want it somewhere in the 2/3 to 3/4 range. You can almost literally see the pores in her nose and her face. So if I was this woman, I would back up a little bit more to the image in the middle. Great color. I will give her credit for that. It's a nice color. It pops. It'll look nice on TV or on Zoom or on any videos that you produce. But yes, the middle image is what you want. Audio. very important aspect that people might forget about. It's important if you can use a headset if you're working from home. You would like your microphone. In my personal opinion, this microphone is probably a little bit too close to the mouth, where the audio itself may become a little overmodulated, which means it's almost too close where some words might be inaudible. You want to give it just a little bit of room away from your face. And again, I apologize for this image, but I've used this presentation before and I've never had this issue, so I apologize. But yes, keep the microphone at your mouth, but a little bit further away. So we have nice, clean, crisp audio. It's just a simple jack. It can plug in your speakers. It can plug into the side of your laptop. It can plug into your tower. There you go, as you can see. But I would recommend using it. It's just a cleaner, crisper audio sound as opposed to using the ambient speaker within your laptop. Here's a couple choices for audio. This is a standard microphone, excuse me, uses a USB, so you can plug it directly into your computer. It isolates the main audio source. As you can see, this is kind of a style that a lead singer in a rock band or something would use, where they're right here. It's not going to pick up any other members of the band. It's not going to pick up any other noise around your house or your children or anybody that might enter the room, things of that nature in your house. This microphone has built-in pop features, which minimizes the popping of the P's. That has a tendency to do that in certain microphones. It almost gives it an overmodulated kind of effect. There's two questions in the chat. Okay, I will get to them right now. Hold on one second. How am I getting real-time captions? There is a captions tab at the bottom on Zoom where you click on captions and it will record. The accuracy is very good on Zoom, I find. I find not a lot of people are using this function. It's there, so just it's at the bottom of the black bar on Zoom. Just click on and it will live auto caption your presentation as you go. Yep. Yeah, so this is a great microphone. It's currently on Amazon for about 25 bucks. Very affordable, and it could really improve the quality of your video. This is the Go microphone. It's compact and portable. It's great. It comes in this nice little case. Again, there's a USB input right to the side of your laptop. And it clips on directly over the top of your laptop, which is great because you're speaking right to the students. This microphone is directly coming at you. It's, yeah, like I said, like the notes say, it's good for podcasts. The reviews are excellent. The quality of the recordings are well with this microphone because it is you're talking almost directly into the microphone. So if you don't want a clunky stand or something next to you, this is a nice compact way of getting good quality audio by simply clicking at it on top of your laptop. And it's a little bit more pricey. It's just $36 on Amazon. This is the blue snowball microphone, we call it. We have a couple of these in extended learning. A couple of our instructional designers have these in their office when we're there. Lord willing, we'll get back to our offices in the next 6 months or so. But yes, we use this quite often for any Zoom calls or anything like that we do in our office. It's a fairly common microphone. In fact, working in television news, if reporters had to do voiceovers for their stories, they would each have one of these at their desk. They would record some of their story into this microphone. It's a very common, widely used microphone. It comes with its own little stand. A tripod. The reviews are excellent. I've seen this, like I said, in the TV stations that I work with. It's quite common, inexpensive, and it's just $43. This is a great little tool to use to improve the quality of your audio. Wardrobe. Be aware of what you're wearing when you're on camera. If I was this woman, I would not wear my bathrobe. I mean, it's easy to do nowadays. We're working from home, but please dress appropriately, dress professionally. You're representing yourself. Your students are aware of what's going on, what you look like. Try not to avoid stripes. Sometimes the camera, and you might see this on broadcast TV. It kind of reflects. It gives some kind of weird kind of shimmer to it in certain things. Sheer or patterns. The camera loves solid, bold, bright, vibrant colors. Bathrobes, not recommended. I see we have a couple things in the chat. And they're talking about the live captions. Okay. Tips to improve your wardrobe. White, as I mentioned way earlier in the presentation, the white reflecting off that key light he's got that room light on himself. It's going to brighten up his face. It's going to give him a nice even look as well. It's an excellent light source, excellent color for your light source, excuse me. Solid choices, red, blue, green are also excellent choices. So if you're thinking about what to wear, white is good if you're using key light like this gentleman is, or colors as well. If you're using scripts, this pertains to really pertains if I'm working face to face with you on campus. Since we're working from home, I would assume that faculty are really not using scripts. They are just speaking to their students directly. If you want to have a couple notes in front of you, that's great. But if you do have notes, or if you, on the off chance you do have a script, practice, 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 especially if you're pre-recording something and then you're going to upload it to a Panopto or to your course. Practice, practice. If you're not satisfied, if you stumbled, do it again. We do that often when I work face to face with faculty. If there's a question that I ask them that they stumbled on, they're not satisfied, I hear that. We'll talk about it in between questions. Obviously, that portion of the instructor's video is going to get edited out. We want your videos to look as good as possible, whether you're working alone or whether you're working with myself. But if you're not satisfied, please do it again. And if you're editing your own video, there's recommendations. iMovie, Movie Maker, Panopto is an excellent tool. I have become a really big fan of Panopto over the past 8 months since we've been working from home, especially in terms of captioning. I've noticed that the old tool we used to use was Ensemble. The captioning tool in Panopto is excellent. The accuracy rate is much higher, in my opinion, than Ensemble. In the process of working with myself, it'll be auto captioned, like Dan mentioned in a previous lecture. And then I will go in and make corrections to those captions. So with a normal video on Panopto, those captions will be nearly 96% accurate. I will correct the other 4%, maybe some course terminology, some capitalizations, punctuations, periods, commas, things of that nature. Then I will upload it to you, preferably in Panopto, right to your course. I use Adobe Premiere if I'm working at my desk here at home, or if I was in my office. And please, if you make some cuts in your video, try to avoid a thing called jump cuts. It would be where you would cut a piece of video, your face is facing this way and your face is facing this way. If you have the capability of putting a dissolve in the middle, it just kind of gives it a softer transition from one piece of video to another. A few additional tools that we have here on campus. Wanted to bring this new tool to your attention. If you are not aware, we have a light board here on campus. This resides in Studio B in Lanigan in the television studio, right up against this wall behind the light board itself. It's just over a year old, and we got a grant to bring this on campus. It's available for any instructor to use. It can be used for any course topic that we offer here on campus. It's great for STEM, sciences, math, technology, things of that nature. If there's a topic in your course that students just aren't grasping, that you need it to be a little more visual, whether it's an equation, whether it's anything like that, whether it's a math problem or this is just a wonderful tool. It has LED lights and this little white strip that goes around, and you used markers that came with the light board that will make your lesson look just like this. It allows teaching and learning to become more visual and effective, allows instructors to create more human online videos, more visual videos that are closer to face-to-face. This would be if you're using like a whiteboard in your class. I also have the capability of maybe putting in a piece of video. This gentleman is talking about drone footage and how police use drone footage. I could also frame it in a way where I could add a video element to the lesson that you're teaching. This gentleman here is kind of describing what the setup of the studio will be in Lanigan. This is from a different institution, but the way I would light it, I would not recommend this gentleman uses a black blazer on a black backdrop. As you can see, he almost looks like a ghost. He looks like he's floating in outer space. This gentleman looks great in a color orange that pops and sets himself apart from the background. But it's a wonderful tool that we have on campus. I recommend once we get back to face-to-face learning, please contact me if you have anything that you would like to produce. I have actually worked with Sarah Bonzo in the School of Business. Excuse me. She's talking about the critical path method. This was a lesson that she wanted to present to her students. And I'm going to play a small little clip of this now. The great part about this is that when you work with me face-to-face, we try to keep those course introductions and instructor bios maybe 3 to 5 minutes. With this, it's more of a lesson based, so it can be 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Just takes a little longer to upload and caption, but this is more of it kind of gives it room to breathe and let your lesson just take as long as you want to get your point across to your students. So I'm going to play a little clip of Sarah's lesson right now.
Sorry, Jay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm barely hearing her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The issue, I think, is it's not, you're not sharing the computer audio. It's just picking it up through your microphone.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, John. I am unaware on how to do that through Zoom.
It's at the screen share. So if you just stop the share and then reshare it, but you click the button on the bottom left to share the computer audio.
Reshare.
Right on the share screen, when you go to share, there should be a checkbox to check to share the computer audio.
Oh, yeah. Share computer sound. Okay.
Yep.
My apologies. Thank you. Would you like me to play that again, Michelle?
I don't know what time you have scheduled for your.
It goes till 11:50, so there'll be a little bit of time of Q&A, and I'm almost done with my presentation.
And here, we always want to, when we do the forward pass, we're going to be filling out the top 2 quadrants here in each node, and we're going to use a max rule to help us fill out these top 2 quadrants. This is going to be the earliest time, or the earliest start time of this activity, and this is going to be the earliest possible time we can finish this activity. So let's walk through this. This will make more sense once we actually walk through it. So here, activity A, this is going to start at time 0. So it starts at time 0, and then we know it's going to take about 4 months to complete this activity, so we just do 0 plus 4, and we put a 4 in here. So the earliest time we can start activity A is at time 0. The earliest possible time we can finish it is going to be at 4 months. So now we know again that B and C cannot start until A is complete, so we're going to bring that 4 months right over here. Because we know that B can't start until A is complete, so the earliest possible time we could start activity B is going to be 4 months. We add the duration for this activity, which is 3 months, and that's going to give us a 7 here, which is the earliest possible time we could finish activity B. And we're going to pull this 4 over here to activity C as well, plus 6. The earliest time we could finish activity C is going to be at 10 months.
Okay. So again, it's a tool we have on campus. Once things get a little more back to normal and we're all back on campus, this is just something to think about in the back of your mind. Like, hey, I remember that light board. I'd love to work with Jason on a project. Sarah's using a standard lavalier microphone. Actually, when she's recording this, everything you see is reversed. Everything you see is back. It's flipped, and it looks unlegible, unreadable to me. So what I do is upload it into my computer at my desk on campus, and I put something called a horizontal flip, and it flips everything, including Sarah, the right way. So technically she is facing to the left, not the right, but no one knows that. But now you can read everything that she's talking about. So it's pretty cool. Any questions? Let me stop sharing, because I know there was some things in the chat. Computer audio, okay. I apologize for the computer audio. Thank you, John, for assisting me with that. Is there any other questions that you guys may have? I appreciate you guys joining me today. It was nice for you all to show up, and hopefully you maybe learned something. And again, my name is Jason Heim. I'm the academic videographer in extended learning. So thanks, everybody.
There's a question in the chat from Sarah asking about ring light.
You know, Sarah, I think like those have become more popular since we've all been from home. I see a lot of my reporter friends using them. I've seen a lot of the TV stations investing in buying them. Being out of news for almost 5 years now, I'm not super familiar with them, but the product and the lighting that they shoot out, I've been very impressed with the look of the reporters on camera for their news stories. I know they're becoming more popular because you can see a reflection of them in the monitor behind them, or if they're wearing glasses, you can see them. I think it's an interesting lighting source. It's more of a key light, like using a room light. And I've been very impressed with the quality of them. I think they give an excellent image to the presenter. So yeah, I'm not sure the cost of them. I haven't done any research on them. Kristen's got a $12 ring light. Yeah, very helpful. Good, beautiful. Seems to be very affordable for $12. I think that's a good investment going forward. Who knows how long we're going to be home, but for $12, it's a great light source. You know, sits right behind the camera. I would go ahead and use it. Yeah, excellent.
Hi, Jay. Thank you for this presentation. I
Thank
was
you.
wondering about, well, I haven't positioned my laptop.
You just adjusted, so thank you. Very nice.
Okay, so managing a presentation while looking at a script or having your notes. So obviously you don't want the students to see your notes on your screen. So I've kind of used two different devices, my laptop and then my iPad, but
Hmm.
do you have any ideas about how to kind of, manage those two at the same time?
It's hard, because you have to be looking at the camera. You can't have your notes right over on top of that. So, if you have to look down for a second and get your space, or, maybe just look to the same monitor and maybe just off camera a little bit and then come back. It's not the perfect solution, but I think it's the best solution that we have at the moment available to us. But it's good that you're prepared. You have notes, key points, bullet points you want to talk about. But yeah, that's what I would do. Just kind of maybe share your screen with your Zoom camera and your notes just off. If you like, you got to look away, back and forth just a little bit. Not a major issue at all.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Well, again, I appreciate you guys joining me, and enjoy the rest of the sessions you may be going to over the next week or so. Thanks.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. You guys take care. Be safe.